taxpayers of Washington State spend a lot of money each year, more than $40 million on this one institution alone, to rehabilitate young criminal offenders. The mission of the Green Hill School is not just to punish, it's supposed to provide treatment and job training to young robbers, rapists, and murderers convicted in juvenile court. Our investigation questions whether that's really happening when there's so much crazy stuff that's going on inside the razor wire. As you'll see, we uncovered the former Green Hill School employee who came back more than once, posing as a DoorDash driver, delivering drug-filled burritos to inmates, inmate assaults on employees, employees smuggling in cell phones and other contraband, a drug task force raid on Green Hill, in which detectives were forced to get a search warrant to open a secret locker stuffed with illegal drugs that administrators kept in the school's laundry room. More drug smuggling, like this football tossed over the fence full of marijuana for the kids inside. And maybe the most damning of all, sex tapes and nude photos that employees recorded with young inmates. Most of these crimes were recorded on videos that we got through years of public records requests. Now, how could all this happen in what is supposed to be the state's highest security juvenile prison? Well, we take that question right to the new head of the program.
What is being done to make sure that the problems of the past couple of years, the overcrowding, the drug smuggling, the employee misconduct, that those things aren't happening in Green Hill?
We're uncovering the secrets of Green Hill. Our new investigative special begins streaming Saturday, May 30th at 7 p.m. on the King 5 Plus app on your smart TV.
We're in Tumwater today, where over the weekend someone broke into the Thurston County Family Court Complex. You can see the door there was smashed out. There was an alarm that went off, and deputies arrived, and they found a man who was, they say, trying to start a fire in the main area. Also damaged a couple of interior doors and did some damage inside one of the courtrooms. He said that he was here for a court appearance, but obviously the court was not open over the weekend. And when deputies talked to him, he apparently said that the system was out to get him. He does have a criminal record, including some domestic violence, and that may have been something that involved him in the family court system here in the past. He's due in court this afternoon on attempted arson, burglary, and a malicious mischief charge.
7 years after Washington State voted to adopt permanent daylight saving time, Congress may finally make it a reality. The House Energy Commerce Committee advanced the Sunshine Protection Act yesterday. It now heads to the full House for a vote. In a post on his social media platform, President Trump threw his support behind the legislation and vowed to, quote, work very hard to see it signed into law. The Senate passed a version of the bill back in 2022. It stalled in the House, though.
Yeah, give me the baby.
I don't want to open the door here. We'll go quick.
Hold up, bro.
No, cover him, cover him.
I got the baby out. Come in. Yeah.
A man in Everett tried to get away from police and ended up stuck inside a smoking chimney. Everett police say neighbors first called 911 after spotting smoke coming from a boarded-up home near Broadway Avenue and 13th Street. When officers got there, they say the man refused to come out, climbed through the second-story window, got onto the roof, then climbed into the chimney. That chimney was smoking. He got stuck. Fire crews had to remove the fireplace mantle and open up the wall just to get him out. Police say he was taken to the hospital to be checked out.
Lying flat? In economy, on long-haul flights? This airline is hoping to make that a reality with bunk beds. I recently checked out Skynest, a beds-on-board concept rolled out by Air New Zealand for flights between Auckland and New York City.
Oh, this is cozy.
Think of it as a compromise. Less expensive than business-class lie-flat seats, but more relaxing than regular economy seats. 6 people can be in this nest at a time. Still, it's not cheap. A session of 4 hours comes at a cost of $495, plus amenities like an eye mask and earplugs. Air New Zealand's CEO has said that the company wants to, quote, lead in sleep. That's a necessity for the airline. New Zealand's location means that a majority of their flights are long hauls, so they have to really work hard to make passengers comfortable when they're spending so long in the sky. Before this, the airline rolled out the Sky Couch, where 3 economy seats were combined into a bed. That idea was licensed by United, so you might start seeing it in the US.
Memorial Day through Labor Day is known as the 100 deadliest days of summer. That's when the number of fatal crashes significantly spikes for teen drivers. Experts say the fatal crash rate for teens between the ages of 16 and 19 is almost 3 times higher than drivers who are 20 and older per mile driven. While car crashes are a top cause of death among teens year-round, they tend to spike in the summer by up to 30%.
That's when teens drive more, they have more free time, and they're often driving in higher risk conditions. Their brains are still developing and they have more difficulty calibrating risk, frankly.
Experts recommend parents monitor their teens' driving and set clear expectations before they hit the road.
Keeping up with yard work is hard enough, and maintaining gas-powered tools can be another chore. There is a better way. Battery-powered tools are generally quieter, require less maintenance, and many now perform as well as gas models in Consumer Reports tests.
When you buy into a battery-powered tool platform, you're deciding to buy multiple tools from the same brand that can all run on the same battery. It can be pricier up front, but you can save money in the long run because you don't need a separate battery and charger for every tool you buy.
Consumer Reports says the best way to start is with the tools you use most. For many people, that's a lawnmower. In CR's ratings, the tools in Ego's Power Plus battery system consistently earn high marks in the tests. The same goes for Ryobi's battery platform. To give you an idea of how much you'll spend, this recommended $450 Ego push mower includes the battery that also powers other recommended Ego tools, like this leaf blower and string trimmer. But battery power isn't always the best choice for every product. If you're shopping for a pressure washer, CR says you'll get better performance and spend less by choosing a gasoline model or a corded electric model like this one from Greenworks. To help battery-powered tools last longer, don't leave the battery in the charger after it's charged. Store the battery in a cool, dry place out of direct sunlight, and only use batteries designed for your tool. Mimi Jung, King 5 News.
You may go nuts for this update in Duval, the city's first ever squirrel crossing. But don't worry, it's not what you think. It's high above traffic, so squirrels can cross safely, essentially tree to tree, along areas such as Northeast 142nd Place. The person behind the project, which was just unveiled with a ceremony, is Nikita. I've been in touch with them and they say it was clearly needed. Nikita's Squirrel Bridges cam is capturing many happy travelers. Nikita noted seeing the first traffic jam. It is narrow, so only one squirrel can cross at a time. The other squirrel had to back out. Nikita described their project as small. It's basically 3 ropes tied together and definitely not entirely new. They believe there are a few in Longview, Washington, and have been there for a long time, but Nikita believes this is the first bridge for squirrels in King County. Other wildlife has also been spotted testing it out, including this raccoon testing their tightrope talents, and this Steller's jay hopped on to check out the bridge too. In order to really make a difference for wildlife, Nikita said the region needs more than one bridge. The goal was to show how it works, and it was possible to do at a low cost. The hope is this inspires other people to build more bridges for wildlife everywhere they're needed. Nikita credits the contractor who actually built the bridge and assembled it on site.
It's really humbling, honestly, like to know that we've built something that really means a lot to people. We have people that have traveled as far as Australia to come be a part of the tournament. Obviously, we have Canadians that come down, and then people all the way from the East Coast that come over across to be a part of it. So just creating that space and knowing that we're putting that environment in front of people to be, you know, to be seen and to be themselves. There's huge things that come with it. Even if we don't win, there's still a lot of great things that come with it. But I think it would just really underscore the work that we've done over the last 8 years.
This is right where that 16-year-old was shot and killed, just a few hundred feet away from his girlfriend's home. Just a heartbreaking scene. We watch as his girlfriend returned to this very location holding a stuffed animal and fell to her knees and started this memorial right here labeled Braylon. That is her boyfriend's name. And if you look in the back there's a candle that she lit right next to the Virgin Mary. The victim is Braylon Diaz, a Washington High School junior and soccer player who had plans to join the military. Friends and family came out all day yesterday to remember him. Just past 7 Sunday night, a car full of men pulled up on Diaz and his girlfriend and demanded Diaz hand over his necklace. He did and told his girlfriend to stay back, but was still shot and killed. She ran home, but Diaz died at the scene. Detectives believe it was a random attack.
Gave him what he wanted and they just shot him. He put his hands up, he didn't have anything more, they just shot him. He protected me his last few seconds. He was always a protector. He always cared about me.
His girlfriend says they were on their way back to her place to bake cookies that night and that he was just talking about how happy he was with the new haircut that she gave him. Detectives are asking the public to check your surveillance cameras if you have them, specifically between the hours of 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. There is still no suspect descriptions, but the girlfriend did say that she saw multiple men in that getaway car and that it appeared to be a red vehicle, possibly a Nissan. In Parkland, I'm Christian Balderas, King 5 News.
For about 8 months, an Oak Harbor neighborhood has watched a young deer limp through their streets.
Sometimes they're just in the front yard here.
Robert Ramsey and Lori Madison first spotted a small piece of PVC pipe around the deer's ankle last fall.
Oh, it looks like misery.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
100%
like it's in pain.
misery.
They hoped the hard plastic would break off and let the deer get better on its own. As the deer grew, the pipe got tighter. Its left leg is now swollen around the cuff. Robert and Lori believe the deer may have stepped through construction debris. There are new homes being built just down the street.
It's only about an inch thick, little ring of PVC. So I'm assuming it's just a cut off on the end that they were, making it flush again, and it was on the ground and it stepped through it.
Here. They've repeatedly tried to find the right person to help. They've called local veterinarians and wildlife officials.
I called a couple times last fall and they basically, no, we can't do anything. We're not interested in helping. It'll take its course. That's pretty much what we're told.
Pierce County Sheriff's detectives have just released surveillance video of the car that is believed to have been involved in the murder of a 17-year-old boy in Parkland. We've been covering the story since it happened on Sunday night. The car they're looking for is a red sedan that is seen driving down this street. The make, model, and year of the car has not been released by detectives, but they're hoping that more people will have surveillance video of this car so they can identify who it belongs to. Braylon Diaz was walking with his girlfriend on Sheridan near 102nd on Sunday night around 7:15 when a group of people in a car stole his necklace and then shot him. The sheriff's office believes this was random and not a targeted crime. Diaz's girlfriend told us that she didn't recognize the 4 people in the car. Detectives are now asking anyone within a 3-mile radius of the shooting to check their cameras and see if they have any evidence that will help them track down the car or the suspects.
It's a beautiful world.
Gary Bubbleman Golightly looks for the beauty in everything he does.
I love to hear the children laugh it up.
But recently he encountered an ugliness that challenged his good nature.
I had to keep being happy and joyful. The Bubblesaurus.
Gary's been entertaining children as Bubbleman for the past 45 years.
Oh, not me.
He spreads his soapy silliness with makeshift wands crafted from thrift store shelves and recycled plastics.
A couple of days ago, this was a scarf hanger.
His message, always one of kindness and positivity.
You can't retire from hearing that children's laughter. It's the best thing. It makes me feel so good.
But a few weeks ago, Gary's 20-year-old Honda Odyssey was stolen from outside a Seattle supermarket. Police recovered the van, but all of his equipment, cobbled together over nearly half a century, is gone.
All my stuff that I had in it for 45 years.
Gary's had to cancel half a dozen shows while rebuilding his collection, a careless and costly crime.
Cool, calm, and cloudy. Yeah, I'm loving it.
Raul Gonzalez met Gary at their local grocery store. When he heard what happened, Gonzalez immediately loaned Gary his car. Gonzalez says it's simply Gary's kindness coming back to him.
When I eat, I see him sad. It gets me sad, so I had to go, do my part.
Watch this little chick.
And despite the crime, Gary refuses to let his bubble of joy be burst.
I'm not going to let this get the best of me. This is what I was put on the planet for.
We've come down to Longview, Washington for a real tragic story. This morning around 7:15, there was an explosion here at the Nippon Dynawave Packaging Company. It was a 80,000-gallon tank containing white liquor, a chemical that's used in paper production. There was an explosion there. 9 people were taken to the hospital and multiple people were killed. The fire department has not determined how many yet. They have not said a number. But this investigation continues. There's no risk to the public. The fire department is still here on scene, probably will be all day.
Currently, no pit. Northbound Bethel Burley.
Northbound Virgin County, first line down 234.
Good pit, Casper.
Good pit, Casper, 234.
Show me hands! All right, go ahead and step out of the vehicle, keeping your hands where I can see them. Keep walking back. Coming back. Drop down to your knees. Is there anyone else in the vehicle? I got vehicle.
Pollen is linking a woman who died in Vancouver, BC to the Pacific Northwest. Investigators say pollen found on the unidentified kayaker's clothes shows that she likely spent time in Seattle or Portland shortly before her death. That's because the spores found are native to the Northwest and not Vancouver, BC. This is an illustrative rendering of the woman found in English Bay in September 2022. Vancouver police believe she was between 30 and 40 years old. She was found near an inflatable kayak filled with candy, insulin, and a backpack, but no ID. She was alive when a tugboat crew pulled her from the water, but later died at the hospital. Investigators have been unable to identify her or find her family. On Monday, Vancouver police released this video.
Here we are today thinking, you know what, we need the public's help. It's a humanitarian effort to identify this young lady and have her loved ones, aware of what's happened. As far as we know, no one in the world has come forward to, voice their concern that their loved one is missing.
Anyone who recognizes this woman can email the Vancouver, BC Police Department.
We're here to provide an update regarding this morning's industrial incident at Nippon Dynawave Packaging, located on Industrial Way in Longview. At approximately 7:15, emergency responders were dispatched to the following rupture of a tank containing white liquor at the facility. Multiple agencies from across the region responded immediately and continued to operate on scene. The incident is stable, but is in a recovery phase. Recovery efforts remain underway at the facility. Hazardous materials personnel and fire crews continue working closely with the facility staff to secure the area and to support the ongoing operations. At this time, officials have identified no immediate threat to the surrounding community, and we're still asking the public to avoid the area while we're still in the recovery phase. There were multiple critical injuries, and patients were transported to hospitals in Longview and throughout the Vancouver-Portland area. We can also confirm there were fatalities related to the incident. We are not confirming or giving the information on their names until their families have been notified.
A New Jersey senator was hit by pepper spray outside of an ICE detention center in New Jersey over Memorial Day weekend. There were reports that there were hunger strikes happening at Delaney Hall in New Jersey, and so dignitaries and elected officials made an unannounced visit there. Elected officials are allowed to make unannounced visits, like congressional visits that folks do down here at the ICE detention center in Tacoma. Initially, they were denied access and protesters were there as well. And apparently, when things got heated, all of the crowd was pepper sprayed, including one of the senators from New Jersey, Andy Kim. People there were protesting the conditions that were reported inside the ICE detention center. They said it was unsanitary and the food was terrible, all similar conditions that have been reported out of the Northwest ICE Processing Center in Tacoma as well. These are complaints that people have been making over the past decade.